You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Trick or treat, Lone Star Radio listeners. This is Dick, the general manager, taking this quick moment to remind you that Lone Star Community Radio is looking to fill some of our talk show slots along with some of our DJ slots. We have a new show airing on the 10th, Making Connections with Stacey Harris, which will air every second Tuesday of the month at 1 p.m. Make sure to check it out along with our other programs on Lone Star Community Radio. For more information on Lone Star Community Radio, visit us online at irlonestar.com. And again, if you're interested in doing something with us, call the station, 936-647-3776. Thanks for checking out this recording, and I hope you guys enjoy. All right, get in the groove. Welcome to Mornings of Lone Star. Apologize for not being here this morning. Skippy had to skip out, and he should be on his way in, hopefully, but now it's just Jake and I. Welcome. Mornings of Lone Star. This is our talk block for Wednesday, October 18th, 2017. Beautiful day outside. Bumper music featured is going to be Jake Ward. They came out with a new EP. He's one of my buddies from Corpus Christi. Good Texas country. He played here for the Conroe Americana Music Festival not too long ago. But you can check out his new EP on iTunes. Definitely worth it. All tracks are worth it. But welcome. So we are a morning show from 8 to 11. 10 to 11 is our talk block. And our show is sponsored by Conroe Coffee. And, of course, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. So let's get to it. You know, I wish Skippy was here, Jake.
Why?
Because Ellen DeGeneres got the exclusive interview on this Las Vegas shooter.
Well, he's going to be in shortly, and
So-
I do want to talk to him. I have not seen this video,
And
this
so
interview.
it's pretty interesting. It's a little. He's supposed to be on it today, and it's a pre-scheduled or pre-recorded interview.
So he's going to be on, or the pre-recorded interview is going to air during her show today?
Yes.
What time does her show come on? Do you know?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't watch
know.
daytime television, so.
How do you know it's in the daytime? So that tells you how much I know about Ellen DeGeneres.
Every time I go get an oil change, they always have it on.
You know, the conspiracy theories are already out about it, and it's going to be interesting to see what really turns out from this, and especially Skippy's point of view. I honestly think what it is he's just nervous, and he needs a lot of coaching because this is such a high-profile case. You can't slip or accidentally say the wrong thing, because that happens all the time when you're put on the spotlight and you're like, oh, instead of saying he went left, he actually went right, and that screws up the whole timeline and everybody's, whatever. So this is just a security guard, guys. Like, this isn't some, FBI agent who's been trained and, he just went to go check out this disturbance and then got shot in the leg. But the only thing that's weird about it, I will say, that it seems it's really rehearsed. I think that's the biggest issue with it. But then again, he's probably that nervous that he has to be coached.
Have you've seen the video?
It leaked.
Well, yeah, you told me that. He's Hispanic, I take it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Does he have a thick accent, or I'm trying to think of I'm trying to come up and give the guy excuse of why.
No, I don't. I think what they're going to do is not even focus on that. Because it still isn't a good answer. That's the problem. Because it's such a suspicious thing. And I think it's one of those things that will never be explained. But then again, you can't force somebody to answer anything. This isn't Guantanamo Bay.
I mean, so do we know what happened with the ER situation yet?
No, and that's what I'm saying. They're just not going to answer those questions. I mean,
why?
Because they feel that it's not necessary, I guess.
I feel like it's necessary. I want to know what happened to him for those 24 hours.
Yeah. And well, I think really what it covers, they just go over what happened when he ran into the guy.
Yeah. And I figured that's all the video would cover.
So,
but there's a ton of questions, and I want to know. I want to know. I still got questions, and I know he's not going to be a key person to answer the questions about the shooter himself, but I don't think we're ever going to really find out what was going on with that gentleman. But I mean, it's just a crazy situation. And the fact that Ellen got that, I wonder if that's why he bailed on all the other interviews that he was signed up for. And I don't want to, because from the way it sounds, I don't want to put it in to where like, hey, money had a factor in this.
Yeah, well, I mean, like the whole, if you just look up this guy and like the timeline between after it happened and here, it was just mishandled because really what you're faced with the mafia of the casinos, and then you're faced with the mafia of the FBI. And it's just like they didn't want to do the same story. And then they have the union who protects the security guards in Las Vegas. There's like a huge union there. So like, for example, within like 2 weeks of this happening, he was given an award by the union. And it was like an award ceremony. It was like a plaque.
Before all this went down?
Yeah. Well, no, like after the Las Vegas shooting.
Yeah, okay.
And like, so between that and this interview, like he went to an award ceremony to honor him. And so like he was out and about doing stuff. And then he just decided, hey, I'm not going to talk to anybody until I choose to talk to somebody. That's what he's claiming. So it's kind of weird. I mean, it's just one of those things that clearly they had to get the story straight. There's so many things going on with this shooting that no one can paint a clear picture for the public.
Do you think he had pressure from the casino itself to not talk?
I think that he had pressure from everybody saying you got to say the right thing. I think that's where they have pressure. That's where he's getting pressure from.
I figured that.
And Ellen's probably the safest interview because if you watch her interviews, I've seen a couple of her. She basically is the person who meets you before the interview and says, "What do you want to talk about? All right, this is what we're going to talk about. That's what we'll talk about." And like she didn't really surprise anybody. I mean, it's all fixed. All her stuff is.
I know this is left field and kind of off topic a little bit, but I heard one of her stand-ups the other day, and I didn't realize she ever did stand-up. A and B, they're kind of funny, but they're also kind of.
My favorite conspiracy theory right now about this interview is apparently she has a bunch of slot machines in the casinos.
Well, she does.
So that's the conspiracy now is she's in the cahoots with the casinos. And so that's why they chose her. Because they knew they could.
The casino chose her, not.
To do the interview.
Yeah, not necessarily.
Because, I mean, let's be honest here. You have this national tragedy here. You have one interview. Who are you going to do the interview with?
I don't know. I would stick away from any of the late night guys, just because they can turn that into such a political, distraction altogether. I don't know. I don't know enough of the interviewing world. Like I wouldn't go TMZ. I wouldn't go anything like that. I guess Ellen's probably the safest. She's the nicest out of all of them, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, but Ellen isn't known to be a news reporter, like to do news interviews.
Not news interviews, no. More on the
or
pop
investigating
side.
Interview, or I mean more of just interviews. I mean, she's known for doing like socialite TMZ interviews, but
pop interviews, yeah,
but not for like breaking stories or anything like that. So that's just kind of weird to me. It's more of like 60 Minutes.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to do 60 Minutes either because again, there's political agendas there that can.
But what's nice about the 60 Minutes is it's edited, it's controlled.
Well, I understand that.
And it's because, I mean, if you're doing Ellen, there's only like 2 camera pans and you can't really.
But I feel like Ellen's not going to try to put any personal biases.
Oh, yeah.
On it. Biases.
Yeah.
Biases.
I don't know. It's just kind of weird. For me, that's kind of a weird first choice.
I know biases. It is a weird first choice. So
you agree with me on that one? I know our friend Skippy will have a lot to say about it.
And I wish I was more informed in on this. I didn't even realize that this interview leaked and everything like that.
Yeah.
And so it's going to air today.
It should be airing today. But then it's on Ellen. Like that's what I'm saying. It's such an odd time frame to put it on midday television.
It's great for her.
And this is the first
time.
real like constructive interview outside of the police talking about this incident. Firsthand encountering with the shooter.
I'm trying to think where it goes from here. Like, what's next? What's next in the story? Because have we heard a lot from the Asian roommate of the shooter?
No, we've heard. I mean, there's not a constructive report on either the we know the who, we don't know the why, and
we know the how.
we really don't know how.
Well,
because the timeline's so screwed up.
I guess.
So I mean, we know how.
but
Like, how did he get all the guns in there? He had access to the elevator. I mean, there's a lot of like little questions that all add up to more questions.
Yeah, how did he get into the elevator? How?
Like, why did he have access to it and stuff like that? But then again, we're not investigators, so hopefully we're not going to be put in that situation where we're Ellen and asking the hard questions.
But just Ellen asking hard questions? No.
No, if you watch the interview,
I'll have to watch it.
You'll see a lot of coaching, but that's how her interviews are. That's how, like, she's softball. That's what she does. She's not there trying to screw you up or anything like that.
I was just, when I think of Ellen interviews, I think of the Tom Cruise interview. And just him jumping on the couch.
That's Oprah, dude.
Or is that Oprah? Oh, well, that's the same thing.
Is it? I'm daytime television. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
But, we had an exciting sports day yesterday. I decided the first time ever to watch the Astros.
You jinxed them.
And then I jinxed it. I was like, they're doing well. Let me watch this game. And then they aren't doing well. And then my favorite thing about it is the stereotype New York Yankee. Everyone hates the Yankees. And then everyone's going to hate this Judge character because he seems to be performing well in the postseason. And so it's just kind of funny that somehow the Yankees always have their ace in the hole with like a savior almost.
Yeah, but they're so far ahead in their development, and God, the pinstripes are so polarizing, and it's just, and I cannot stand the Yankees.
Why? Just because they spend a lot of money?
Just because of the New York Yankees. I was born and raised that way. That you just hate the Yankees.
How about well, that's what I'm saying. It's just kind of funny that somehow the karma of the world always comes back, and somehow
you don't want the winners to win. That's not fun.
Well, are they good? I don't even know. Like, I remember for a while they were pretty bad.
They're the worst team in the playoffs right now.
Okay, performing like stat wise from the season.
If you just look at and then the players that they have, the talent that each player has overall. They're not a bad team, but they are the worst team that's remaining.
Now, do you think that's because the home field advantage they had, or?
Yeah, no, I really do, and then I said it yesterday on the air that what Hinch should have done, AJ Hinch, the manager of the Astros, what he should have done, and he had the opportunity.
He didn't listen to you, Jake?
He had the opportunity to, and he chose not to. And you know what? Now he's suffering for it. He's having to play. Well, the only good thing that came out of yesterday was we're going to get another game here in Houston on Thursday. Friday.
Oh, so we get to watch them lose in front of us. That's great.
No.
That's great. You're listening to Mornings of Lone Star, sponsored by Conroe Coffee and, of course, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. And hopefully Skippy will be joining us. We're going to be continuing to talk about Houston sports a little bit because I like talking sports with Jake and other things like that going on around in the Houston area because the NHL Maybe. Austin getting a soccer team. Maybe. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But I imagine your show today at 1 o'clock will kind of go over that.
Yeah.
So stick around. Mornings Lone Star, 10:13. We'll be back.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Who bought what?
Who bought the team that could be coming to Austin?
Columbus crew. Welcome back. Mornings Lone Star. IRLoneStar.com. Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1 Talk Block. Here with me, Dick, and of course Jake, the engineer, and also host of Jake from Sports Talk. Skippy should be joining us. Hopefully, he'll be running to this door any second with tacos. If you're listening, tacos, dude, tacos. But no, yeah, a lot of cool stuff. I know that casino owner we were talking about wants to bring an NHL team to Texas, to Houston specifically, but I don't know where they play. I mean, I wouldn't trust the NHL in the Toyota Center, but that's really the only viable, like, today solution.
Yeah, unless you're going to build another one, but where are you going to build it? You'd have to find it. It had to be, and I don't think you would go east. I don't think you would go out towards Baytown area.
Just demolish the Astrodome.
Yeah, but I think that would really make that would be too salty of a start for a new team here in the greater Houston area. People love that dome. I don't know why. It's the dome. I mean, I understand there's a lot of childhood memories, and you saw the Astros lose a lot in there, and you know the Oilers were terrible in there for many years, and yeah, you've seen some fun rodeos.
But I'm just kidding. I would not do it around there.
I think you would have to go either north up around this area because we've got the land and the space for it, or you have to go west out to Katy. Well,
you just have to do the Toyota Center. I mean, that's the only place to really do it.
If you're going to build a new one, that's what you have to do. But I think you would just go.
Well, the Rockets. I mean, it would be like a partnership thing.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of teams in the NBA and NHL teams that do that already. The LA Kings and the LA Lakers, they do that with their arena. I can name more. Atlanta does it with theirs as well. So it's viable. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
No. Well, yeah, actually, that's one thing I don't really get about sports when it comes to moving teams. And do people, like, for example, why do football? Why isn't NFL? Why do you have to wait for a team to move to have a team?
Like, you can't just add a team?
Like, because I know they keep doing that sometimes. Like, they added the Texans. The Texans were
Texans will be the last team they ever add.
Now, why not?
Because how are you gonna reconstruct the league in a fair manner? I
mean, can you not just keep adding teams of two?
One on each side, and then what division do they go in? Now you've got a 5-team division rather than a 4-team division.
So you need to add 4 teams.
8.
You need to add 8 teams each round.
Yeah, each time around. You'd have to go 4 on each side.
So how did the Texans get added then?
Like I said, it would be the last. It was a cockamamie sort of situation, but they were at 31 teams. If the NFL adds another team, it'll be, I think, an overseas team. That's what they want, and the NFL usually gets what they want.
Why would they do an overseas team?
They want one in London. That's where they want to grow the European game. And it's a terrible idea. It's incredibly stupid on their part if they go through with it, because you're not going to ever compete over there with soccer, with their version of football. It's just not going to happen. And it would be a waste of money, a waste of time.
Well, that's really the only way they're going to grow the league. It wouldn't be a different league. It would just be one league, whether it be just teams all over. I mean, that's the only way to do it.
Well, if you're gonna do it that way, then expand and make it, throw 32 teams in Europe, and then have 32 over there, 32 here, and have it East versus West sort of situation. But the logistics behind that.
Same thing with the MLS. I know the recent bow out of the World Cup kind of raised some questions about how the developments and things here in the United States with soccer, and a lot of people don't realize in soccer around the world there's relegation, and so basically if you're the top X amount of teams, like the bottom 3 teams, get kicked out of the league, and they get kicked out to the bottom, the league below, and the league below, who are the top 3 of those that season, gets bumped up.
Would that work for the NFL? I think it could work for the MLS here.
I think it works.
Brand new league.
I think it would work for NFL. No, because the NFL, like I said, it's one of those things that there's too much protections in the teams, and no one wants to risk getting that amount of money and then just losing it because they suck. I mean, the people who support the Bills and everything, I mean, it's going to be awful for them.
Hey, they're not doing that bad this year.
Well, I mean, I think it really, and that's why Europe does so well with it, because they've been developing that system for 50 plus years. So that money stability is somewhat there, And then also the owners and stuff understand the risk, and then they either inject a lot of money or they inject better coaching staff. And I think that's what's important. If you want to play on a world stage in a sport, you need to have the coaching staff and the developmental staff there. And the MLS, since it's the top tier of United States soccer, I mean, it's just not very good. It's not competitive enough.
But it's young, and it can still be molded. It's.
I mean, like, because that's one thing I was asking you. Why not just add teams? Because right now you're having like I know San Antonio wants a team. That city could definitely support a team. Austin, we're talking about the Columbus Crew. They want to move, but I mean that's just Austin's kind of a hit or miss with sports. I mean they have
with soccer though. I think it'd be a very good hit.
I don't know, man. That's really I don't really
Lots
know.
of hipsters there. Very Portland-esque. Very.
That's true. I mean I know they have a minor league hockey team and it's somewhat popular there. And that's really all they have. I know they used to have a minor league baseball team. They might still, but I mean, that's really the only sports they have there. But there's other places around the country that could support Detroit. They have their own team there already. And there's, Cincinnati has a huge following. What's funny is Cincinnati has a better turnout for their teams than the Columbus Crew in the MLS.
Really?
So it's just, attendance is way higher. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a bunch of teams or a bunch of cities around the United States that could totally just start a team. And what's it going to cost? Because the cost is so much lower than an NFL team.
So there's how many teams right now? 22 in the MLS. What do you want to see it grow to?
Well, I mean, it also depends on if you want to continue the playoff system for deeming the champ. Because there's like a supporter shield, which is basically the highest points of the season. It doesn't really mean anything.
So ideally, what you would like to see is them abandon the playoff system and then go to what we see in Europe and go to 64 teams, go to
I mean, I think
40.
if you look it up online to look up USA Soccer Pyramid, and basically it shows you all the lower leagues, but they're not directly connected. I think if you opened up the connection to them doing the relegation, then that will really I think that will have some influence on the teams having better developmental coaching staff and then also better players, and things will be moving around a lot more because a lot of people don't pay attention to those players in those lower leagues, but now they will because either they're moving up or, that kind of stuff.
Is the FC line up here in the Conroe area?
They're in like the fourth league, I think, fourth tier.
The PDL?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Amateur.
Yeah.
What is a USLPA? I've never even heard of them. And NASL? They're classified as pros. I mean,
they're minor. They're essentially like a AAA, but they're their own league.
Why don't we? Yeah, why don't we? If we have this much of an infrastructure, why don't we?
That's what I'm saying. That's why. Well, mainly what the main concern with it, I know for sure, is that the MLS failed in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Equivalent to the MLS. And basically, when they started it up again, they didn't want to lose their investment. So they had to protect it. And that's why moving teams and things like that is it's very well controlled like the NFL. That's what they want to make it, is like the NFL. But soccer itself, it's not that sport. It really depends on the relegation system to have better development.
Well, and even beyond that, you're not going to compete here in the United States with the NFL. So how can you ask yourself to be that?
Yeah, because basically what you come down to is, hey, do we want to actually have a good league in the sense of world stage, or do you just want to have a league enough to where we can pay these big name players to come play here when they retire? Because really what's going to happen with U.S., like the actual U.S.-born soccer players, they're going to spartan up and not want to play here. They're going to want to – you're going to get the few who want to get the cash, but a few like those who want to take it serious from like 18 to 30 – they're going to go overseas because it's a better system over there.
I didn't realize how much of a minor league system they kind of already have in place. So you could easily transition to this too.
Yeah,
you could find probably another 10 cities to throw teams into, and divide them up into largest market in the MLS, and then smaller ones down to the next two, and then start your relegation system there. And the smaller markets don't feel like they have to compete with the Dynamo and the KC, Sporting KC and all that stuff. But they also feel as though, hey, we can work our way up in this relegation system and get up to that talent wise. Maybe market wise will never be quite that, but we can get up there talent wise. So,
Well, if anything, it creates more competition and creates more viewership, because I know for sure that's a popular thing. Like, imagine being able to watch all the sport you like every day, because say your favorite team's in the lower leagues, but you start paying attention. Oh, hey, we actually might play in the upper leagues. I'm gonna start watching the MLS and things like that. So you'll get more of an audience. That means more money from TV people, and that's how really those all stay afloat.
What's the ownership situation for the MLS?
It's actually really suspicious. Because when I first started,
conspiracy
like
theories.
there's an organization that owns 6 teams, and it first started. The Dynamo were owned by it, and it's like the people who own LA Galaxy, and then there's 4 other teams that they own, and then they started selling them off basically, and then I think they still own like 3 or 4 teams, because I think the Dynamo is owned by like 4 people right now, and Oscar de la Hoya is one of them.
Is he really?
Yeah, he really is.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
Yeah, no, that's what it's funny is when my buddies was talking about San Antonio not really working. I said, well, you'd be surprised with cities that have a huge influence from South and Central America. What the Dynamo essentially did is they owned it, and they hired a Hispanic coach who's wildly successful in the Hispanic community. For example, the reason I say that is like ESPN recently came out with the top 30 most influential Central and South America people in sports, and he's like number 30, and a Houston Dynamo coach is on that, and so that's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, and if you're gonna go at it, you gotta play to your market, right?
Yeah, I mean,
that's why the NFL plays to the conservative Republican, because that's the majority of their market,
and that's how they're successful today. Is a lot of our players come from Honduras and things like that, and they're inexpensive, but they have the raw talent, and if you have the right coaching staff, and they communicate well already, because everyone speaks Spanish pretty much. So that's a big issue like over in Europe and stuff, because everyone didn't speak German.
It allows that Latin culture to flow over,
and it definitely improves the team. And you can see the Dynamo or
the camaraderie.
Yeah.
The passion, the love.
It works. But you're listening to Mornings Lone Star, Jake from Sports Talk.
I'm getting 2 hours today, baby. Woo!
But it is 10:28. Skippy, I hope you make it in. Those tacos better be gosh darn delicious. We're going to be coming back. Thanks for tuning in.
We've got a choice to make. We can let it pass and say
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936-CONROE-C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
Welcome back, Mornings Lone Star. We're here for another 30 minutes. Filling in for Skippy is Jake. Talking sports, because there's nothing else more to talk about besides Ellen DeGeneres today.
Well, we can dive back into that if you want. I mean, I don't know anything about her, and they like celebrated her 20-year anniversary of her coming out on the show, announcing that she was a lesbian, and I knew that always that she was. Just
do you think that's going to be normal? Like you celebrate that kind of stuff?
I don't know, but they celebrated. I mean, she was, I think, like one of the first to do it on actual television, like during a show.
Yeah.
And so it was kind of it was a big deal. But I never, I mean, to me, it wasn't a big deal because it's kind of, I don't want to say I'm numb to it, but it's just more of a common occurrence these days. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, sure. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
Well, I don't know. Again, like it's kind of puzzling, especially the interview coming out today. I guess more people can join in on it when they see it, or they can find the leak. But yeah, it's just kind of, it's such a weird thing. And I do actually, this is gonna be kind of a conversation change thing, but I have you here. I just want to ask you this. Recently, there was a report of North Carolina. I think it was, they got out of sanctions from the NCAA. Did you hear about this?
The basketball program?
Yeah. So why was that so controversial? Because they just didn't get in trouble and they can just do whatever they want, or what?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't controversial. Not that they could get away with anything they want to. It was controversial because they got off early and people thought they shouldn't have gotten off early, and that was the thing. But the NCAA has shown over recent years, not just in the basketball world, but also on the football side of things as well. With Penn State, they let Penn State off early as well. It's a good behavior sort of situation. Whereas, just like if you're in prison, if you get sentenced to 5 years, but possibly 2 with good behavior and all that, that's the reason why it was so. But people thought that hey, you're giving them the break because they're North Carolina, but it goes in line with what the NCAA has been doing. And don't get me started. The NCAA should be disbanded and destroyed and set on fire and never used again.
Yeah?
It's a terrible system, awful system, and we need to get a better governing body for NCAA. And I mean, I can go on a rant all day about it, but yeah, no. I mean, it was, I don't know. It was kind of I don't want to say wishy-washy. They cheated and rightfully so. They should have been punished, but it wasn't anything egregious. It wasn't like what we're seeing now with Louisville and
because they actually have proof.
Everything else that's going on with the FBI investigation into the money laundering. So, I mean, people are going to see jail time. Like, that's, wow.
For sneakers, folks.
Sneakers.
All for sneakers. Isn't that crazy how they developed a monetary system to be like, if we get these players so they wear our sneakers, we'll make this much money in the long run because we sell so many more sneakers?
Well, it went beyond that, too. Because, I mean, you're also talking about agents getting compensation for it.
Well, I mean, that's the whole, that money drives this situation.
No, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So the money came from these.
It started with sneakers.
It started with these athletic companies who do apparel. And that's where they saw, hey, we're going to develop a system that's totally illegal. And we're just so we can make sure this player's wearing these sneakers when he plays basketball at this point in his life. Right?
Yeah,
and that's basically what it is,
that's
right?
That's exactly what it is. I want to know who did it first. I want to know if it was Adidas or Nike because they haven't come out and said, when did it officially start? We don't have the full report
Well,
yet.
I think they just rolled with it. I think, like...
Well, I'm sure Adidas was like, if Adidas did it first, I'm sure Adidas was like, hey, you know what? We could do this. Like, we could probably get away with this.
What would it take for LeBron James to wear our sneakers?
And then here comes Nike. Oh, yeah, we could do that too. And then it snowballs effect. But LeBron was not involved with this. Don't throw his good name through the mud.
Well, no, I just made that up.
No, I know.
But someone's paying him money to do something.
Well, he went straight to the pros. So he didn't play in college.
Oh, and that's the only reason this is weird, because players got money in college?
Yeah. Oh, that's the whole reason behind it. That's the whole reason.
Why would you go to jail for that?
Because there's money laundering involved and
how's it?
Or not money laundering, sorry, money fraud. Because using wire transfers for illegal actions, I think is
who deemed it illegal?
The FBI.
Because you're only breaking the NCAA rules, right? That's the only rules they're technically breaking? Are they just not paying their taxes on this stuff?
No, I don't. It's weird though. It's weird. I don't know where the federal side of it comes into play, but they said basically through the use of federal wire transfers, that's using the You have to read into it. I wish I knew more about government law.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't
because they could have just wirely transferred stuff to LeBron.
But they didn't do it while he was in high school. So,
But what does it matter?
because the NCAA says it matters.
Man. So you were telling me the NFL had their meeting yesterday,
Oh yeah.
and it was about kneeling, about using.
It was about the protesting during the national anthem, and everybody last week was like, "Oh, they're going to ask them to, they're going to change the rule. They're going to make them stand during the national anthem and everything." And Goodell came out yesterday after the meeting and the press conference and said, "No, we're not going to make them do anything they don't want to do, and we're fine with them protesting. We think they're, I forget his exact words, but basically said they're men among boys. There we go, men among boys and everything like that." And so I don't know. It was a productive meeting as far as what the players said. They felt as though the coaches that were there, because not all 32 coaches were there, and a lot of the big names that are out in protest about this still were not there. Like Jerry Jones was not at this meeting.
He's not a coach though.
No, it wasn't coaches. It was owners,
Okay.
owners and players, and Goodell. So, I briefly saw something, and I've been trying to find out the exact details on it. But I briefly saw a legislation that they signed with the players, and they're sending it to the government, basically trying to pull off some reform or appeal of the current process in which players go, or in which police go through training and stuff like that, to help them get more, better training, stuff like that.
Oh, because that's a federal issue.
Oh, they're gonna make it a federal. Trump has already come out and responded to it. I know he has. I just haven't got around to actually looking at what Trump has said about it yet. But if you tune in at 1 o'clock here on Lone Star Community Radio, you can hear the full story and detail on it. But yeah, it's,
what a tease.
What a tease. But yeah, it's an interesting situation overall. So, and then for those who are like, goodness gracious, I got my fill of sports this morning. If you have if you are not queasy when it comes to watching bad things as far as bodily injury goes, in the sports world, go look up the Gordon Hayward breaks leg. And
I'm not looking that up.
Oh man, it was gnarly. I mean, I broke my leg last April, and it made my leg hurt where I broke it.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
It was oh yeah, he broke his tibia, he fractured tibia, and a dislocated ankle, which sounds like the most painful thing to dislocate. But if you get a chance to go and look that up, look it up.
That's pretty dang funny. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Our Skippy hopefully is going to be making it in pretty soon if he can. And he'll just walk into the door. But I know the breaking leg in the first 6 minutes of him on the court was pretty crazy.
I mean, and they just traded for him. This first game and starting his new life, he chose the Celtics because he wanted to play for that coach. And yeah, 6 minutes.
He's out for the season?
Oh, he's done. Yeah, for the year. He's done for the year. So, which is at this point, I was joking yesterday. At this point, if I was a Celtics front office, I would just put everybody on injured reserve for the rest of the year. All my good players, put them on injured reserve, and that way they don't get hurt. We tank this year. We get the first pick of the draft, and we just continue to build this team, because that's what you do in the NBA. You tank and you get first round draft picks.
Really?
Yeah. Have you not heard about this? Like this tanking?
Isn't that collusion?
Oh, it's definitely collusion. So, who is this ugly homeless man walking?
Stop the show. Dick, are you there? Dick, oh my God. Sorry, I'm late. It's all set up on Jake.
Your mic's off. You gotta push that red button, right? One to the right. Right other one.
Are you there?
We've only been doing this for how long now?
Right. It's a setup.
Hey, did you see the Ellen interview?
I've been told by my kid. Apparently, Jake has orchestrated my kidnapping this morning. He's trying to turn our morning show into the sports talk block. So I had to escape. It was horrible, Dick. It was horrible. It was a squad of professional cheerleaders who tied me down, and they kept me hostage with cheesecake and whipped cream.
What's happening?
As I escaped, I'm here. I finally made it. so we can get off this sports talk with NCAA and why it's illegal to pay amateur high school players money because then they become professionals. And
Whoa! I never said it was. I didn't say it was morally wrong. I just said it's against the
Law.
NCAA law.
Well, yeah, Dick was asking what the difference was. You can't pay a high school player professional money because then they go from amateur to professional, and that gets them out of the school. You can't be professional undergoing a scholarship at school. So that's what that was all about.
But that's the NCAA rules.
That's the NCAA rules.
Not the
That's
federal,
not a federal rule.
That's not breaking the law.
I'll have to check into that one. But anyhow, so I escaped the cheerleaders, and thank you, Jake. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Did you say hi to Cindy for me?
That was Cindy CYNDI, right?
Correct,
with
correct.
a heart over
With
the
the heart
eye.
over the
Yeah,
eye.
yeah.
Yep.
She sends her love. Apparently, one of my kidnappers told me to relay to you that Ellen is on the show at KHOU, Channel 11. Was that in question about something?
No. What time? Because neither of us watch daytime television.
Right.
Well, no, I was saying that it's kind of suspicious. That's the first interview somebody does for a topic that's this hot, is to go on daytime television to talk about it.
3 p.m. today.
So
3 p.m. Central.
Central Time.
Yep. That's Central Daylight Time. Because we're still in daylight saving time.
When do we go? When's the jump? It's October, isn't it?
Usually, but no, it's November. It's the first part of November this time around.
Why is that?
Who decides this?
I'm telling you,
The NCAA?
Yeah, right. No,
Triple A?
AC double triple A is who it is. The daylight saving time, and it's saving singular, not plural. People, sorry, I'm a grammar nerd.
We know you tell us like every day.
I like to drive that point home.
I think we're gonna make a bingo game with the things you say on the air.
That would be great.
I think we're gonna do.
You got to
that.
add drinking to that, though.
So Dick, what we'll do is we'll both have a card every time with different sayings on each of it.
Let's
Every
see,
time you
multiple ex-wives. What?
Grammar nerd.
Grammar nerd.
You don't like Star Trek Discovery.
mentioning of his kids.
He's old.
I'm old. My hair is gone.
our two ages are more than his age singularly.
Yeah, get me in on this, man. That'll add a whole new
Well, you
dimension to
can't
this show.
play.
Says who? Is that in the NC double triple A rules?
It's the NC double triple A.
Guys, I missed you. I'm so sorry
Yeah.
that I was out this morning.
Yeah,
I'm
cut
glad
him
you're
off.
back.
We're done.
I'm glad you're back. The show's over. No, I'm just kidding. We'll be back after this quick segment. Just wanting to say a quick shout out to our sponsors, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning, of course, in Montgomery County, and then moving on to Conroe Coffee. We'll be back with Skippy.
Conroe Coffee is a local coffee shop located in the heart of downtown Conroe at 206 North Main Street, Conroe, Texas. Between the Crichton Theater and the Owen Theater, Conroe Coffee serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with tasty treats and Italy's favorite coffee. Have your favorite coffee or just have a midday snack be personally delivered to you at any location in downtown Conroe. All you have to do is call 936 Conroe C or 936-266-7632.
We'd like to thank our sponsor at Conroe Coffee for supporting Mornings with Lone Star and Lone Star Community Radio. Don't forget to check them out online at conroecoffee.com.
Clean Sweep Office Cleaning has been Montgomery County's business cleaning service since 2002, offering professional office cleaning in areas such as restroom, stairwells, elevator, floor care, pretty much every angle of your office. One-time cleaning is available, but you will want these guys back. Offering daily, weekly, monthly scheduled cleanings, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning works around your business needs. Schedule a cleaning today online at cleansweepofficecleaning.com or call 832-689-7996. Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Take back your time and let us make your office shine. Mornings with Lone Star is sponsored by Clean Sweep Office Cleaning.
Mornings with Lone Star. Did you miss me? I'm back.
Yeah, I'm tired of doing the intros. Glad you doing.
A lot of work there.
Yeah, I know, right? I gotta work my tongue and my lips and my throat. It's Skippy with Jake and Dickie in the studio for our last section of the Talk Block. Skippy apologizes for being late. He's very busy and important. And
I don't like when you call him Dickie. Like treats him like a little boy.
I was trying to invoke the old Roman
Well, I am a
Martin's
little boy,
laughing.
you know, according to him, dinosaur over here.
I know,
That's right.
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one on the bingo card.
Oh no, because
No,
I didn't do
he
it.
has to
I
say
had to do it. It's not like I'm yelling at you kids to get off my lawn. See, there you go.
That's another one.
There you go. No, yeah, we got to get these cards together.
I wonder if we'll have like the trifecta one day where he says like 4 of them in a row, and it'd be like it's the
Bingo!
perfect. It's the perfect.
Dick's head just explodes. It's like,
Well, growing up in England, I got to tell you, see, there's another one.
growing up in England, yeah.
So, Jesus Campos, huh?
I told you.
3:00 today on Ellen.
Yeah, there's a little inception going on this morning with the news report because they're reporting the news of a report that he's going to be on a show that's reporting what happened.
Either Ellen Payton. Now, let me make sure I get this right. So, yesterday, he, on his own volition, went to the Ellen studios, filmed something without an audience, and it's going to be presented today on her show.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said something about there being a leak. So,
Well, no, someone leaked the footage of the interview yesterday.
Oh, so do we know what he said?
You can. I mean, I can't find out that it's been removed, but there are transcripts and stuff. But you're gonna watch it today. Like,
I'm gonna watch it today, but I want to know Jesus, where have you been? What have you been doing? Who's been doing it to you? And why'd you wait so long? And I'll be sorely disappointed if he did it just for the money.
I think it's really interesting now that he chose to do it on a late night talk show. Here, I'm looking. I found it.
Well, Ellen's
So
not
if
late
you wanna-
night.
Ellen's daytime.
Ellen's daytime talk show.
That's what I meant. Like he chose not to do that.
Oh,
because I asked Jake in this earlier in the show. I go, okay, say you're in this scenario where you have something to talk about. What show would you go on? And I was like, 60 Minutes to me is like one of those ones up there that it's more serious, or it has
2020, 60 Minutes.
I objected to that because I think that they have the ability to put their own political agendas into it and influence the interview in a certain way.
I'm Team Jake on that because it's all in the editing, truly.
Yeah.
And Ellen is viewed as, especially with the state of late night comedy, and I use finger quotes on that I've been ranting about, the most.
That's another one.
Ding.
That's another one on the bingo card.
Hello, we got more guests hanging out our window. We're just opening the doors to everybody here. Ellen is the most trusted, it seems. It used to be Oprah, but Oprah kind of like sold out to the man kind of thing because she's got O Magazine and stuff. So I think Ellen is,
What'd you call Oprah?
How's that selling to the man if you create a magazine?
because you are the man.
Oh, she became the man.
She became the man. She sold out to the man, became the man, and now she's
And
like,
people can do that today.
yes. Yes, you can.
Who do you think leaked this?
Oh, I mean, it's just
Oh,
you never know.
you know the old story.
Putin over here did it. I mean,
How can
cares?
3 people keep a secret, kill 2 of them? All it just takes is 1 cameraman, 1 sound guy, 1 floor director, 1 host, and 1 guest.
Well, especially if it's produced as this, it's gonna be on some server somewhere, and it's really easy.
Well, I want to find out. I want to know where you've been, Jesus. I'm be watching.
Well, no, that's the only thing that was really.
And he wasn't alone in this interview.
Yeah, he has somebody next to him,
Mr. Stephen Schuck.
Who's Stephen Schuck, his lawyer?
Building engineer for the hotel.
Ooh.
because I think from what I understand, they just go over what happened. They don't do anything like where he's been.
But even that will, that's good. I'd like to know where he's been, but at least we got to lock down the timeline. We have, again, in the city where everything's recorded, no one can determine.
Well, the conspiracy
timeline.
theory with it is Ellen has a bunch of slot machines and casinos over there in Las Vegas, so that's why they chose her to get the interview, because how he's been closely monitored by the union and then also by the casinos because they're afraid of getting sued from people. And so it's
Holy cow.
So that's kind of like the conspiracy theory right now with it.
That's awesome to hear.
Do you think FBI was behind the camera scenes? Like
What's
monitoring
even scarier about the FBI is if you watch all the sheriff interviews for the public, you can see the FBI right behind him, and you can see them telling him how far to go. Like there's audio of them saying like, "Don't go that far."
Yeah, but the
then again,
FBI has jurisdiction, and they know.
Well, they're investigating stuff,
Yeah.
so I mean that's completely understandable. But
And the spokesman for the Las Vegas Police Department, the sheriff, was a really cool guy, but he was local police, so he doesn't know the protocols of what you can say and what you can't.
Well, yeah, but that's why I'm curious if behind the camera, you've got the cameraman, but then to his right and left, you also have FBI agents talking to them on, because I mean, obviously this is going to be edited. We're going to see an edited form of this.
Right.
So, but I wonder if they had a mic or a Bluetooth earpiece in Ellen's ear saying, nope, can't ask that. Nope, can't ask that.
Well, it depends. Here's the thing: if this is live to tape or if it's edited.
Well, it'll be edited. I imagine it'll be edited.
Well, the interview?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already done. I have it right here. We can watch it.
No, I mean,
Don't come barging into the door.
no, I mean cutting out things that shouldn't have been said. Meaning, was it live to tape? Meaning, did they just record it and they're going to show it as is, with no things edited out?
I think you're going to see an edited form, a cut form. Well, Dick can answer. He's seen the video.
Yeah, we can watch it after this.
Nice.
Cool.
But yeah, so I figured you would want to know that, because that was the only puzzling thing to me, is somehow daytime television gets an exclusive. I don't think that rarely happens unless it's like page 6 news, and this isn't, to me, is page 6 news. So it's just kind of funny that they chose a daytime television person.
My concern is that this is going to raise more questions than it's going to answer.
I have to agree. I am very much looking forward to watching this. No spoilers, because well, no, we're going to watch it after you have the footage, right? Yeah. Okay, we're going to watch it.
Did you bring the tacos?
I had tacos this morning,
and you didn't bring.
Well, they weren't our working tacos. They were emergency backup tacos.
Emergency backup
from a place near my house.
They weren't quite lazy, but they were like
they were
elderly active.
They were idling in neutral tacos. They weren't lazy, but they weren't really going anywhere.
This segment is sponsored by Carmelita's Tacos down the street.
Give us tacos or we will take hostages.
But no, but yeah, outside that, we had a good morning without you. So make sure.
Lots of sports. Lots of sports. I'm sure your wife was probably like, who is this idiot talking sports on our show?
Wow, it's funny.
Well, there's some good sports going on.
The
Houston Rockets started yesterday, and then the Astros got crushed yesterday.
Yeah, sorry.
And then
I'm so sorry to hear they kind of lost it. I was, fingers were crossed, but when
I already ranted on it.
I'm not going to watch anymore.
Don't.
Because I know it was me. I know it was the only game I decided to watch, and then they started losing right when I started watching it. I was like, oh.
That's what I love about the superstitions thing, because both sides are doing it. It's like, both teams are in the locker room beforehand, before every game, going, "Dear Lord, please grant us victory on the field of battle." Both sides are doing this. So now God has to go, well, great. They're both asking me. I've got to flip a coin.
And it's like, neither you, the Dodgers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
no, that's what's going to happen.
Literally.
Who's winning this tennis match? The water boy.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Right?
But we're going to have to be going, folks. So thank you for tuning in. We will be on tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. We will be on at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning.
8-ish.
And we will be back, I promise. This is kind of an unsuspected thing. And we had a good time today. So
good. I'm glad that you were able to have so much fun without me.
My cheerleaders did a good job.
They did an awesome
I encourage
job.
everybody listening to hear from our sponsors, Conroe Coffee, and of course, Clean Sweep Office Cleaning. Also, this show is podcasted. Our 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock is always podcasted on iTunes and Google Play, and then also on YouTube. So make sure to subscribe to that if you do miss a show. Tomorrow, it's going to be Skippy and I, and we might have a special guest. Carly might be returning to Mornings with Lone Star. So our friend Carly from across the street. So she will be saying hi occasionally.
Cool.
So how about that?
Yay.
It is 10:54 here on Lone Star Community Radio. Coming up next is going to be a replay of Montgomery County Lifestyle. To answer Jake's question of why Nathan looked so crappy over the weekend, he's sick. So that's why he looked so crappy.
When did I say that?
I'm just kidding. I was trying to do a segue.
Sorry,
of like,
kid, you can't save everybody.
Yeah, he's just not going to be in today, folks.
What is that bumper music, Dick?
Jake Ward.
You're late.
You're late. Yeah.
I'm way late.
We'll see you later. We're getting out of here.
We're all wearing blue shirts, did you notice?
Thanks for checking out this podcast of Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station. If you enjoyed this recording, make sure to check out our past shows online at irlonestar.com or their respective video or podcast formats on YouTube, Google Play, or iTunes. If you have any questions regarding the show, either it being about sponsorships or questions for the host, contact the station manager at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-3776. This show is recorded in downtown Conroe, Texas at the Lone Star Community Radio Studios, and Lone Star Community Radio reserves all rights to this recording and images.